Hey guys, it's Michelle, Deception Bites, and I am back bringing you the latest Q posts. We've got some posts from today from Q. It is Sunday, April 29th, and it's 5:01 Eastern Standard Time. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday. Now, I don't know how this happened, but I don't remember reading this, and it's from the 27th, so I'm not sure how we missed it. And maybe we didn't. Maybe I'm just having a little brain fade. But anyway, just in the interest of not wanting to miss anything, I am going to go over this post. And Q is referring to this post up here. And he says, "You act as if we haven't." Now, this is an anon that's writing this. And he's directing this to Q, and he says, "You act as if we haven't talked at length about this. We've created threads, research topics, and more about grounded planes, backdoors, and retaliation. I'm sick of Otis not getting credit for work we've already done. How many times can I yell into an echo chamber? No single public arrest. Pedophiles still public. We've lost our jobs over this, lost friends, still nothing to show." Now, I don't know why people would have lost their jobs over this unless they're spending so much time on the 8chan board that they're not getting their work done. But I don't know what that has to do with Q or with the plan overall. Now, losing friends, I can understand that because people tend to be very polarized when it comes to issues with Q and Trump. Very, very polarizing subject. So I can see that because I know for myself, I just don't talk politics with people unless I know where they stand, because it's very, very, very frustrating to try to talk to a liberal because it's hard to even have like an intelligent conversation. Like, you cannot debate them. You can't, because it's like having a battle of the wits with an unarmed man, you know. So anyway, so this Otis writes this, or this Anon writes this, and Q responds, "Who makes arrests? FBI and DOJ? Yeah, exactly. Can you make arrests with a crooked FBI senior team? See previous posts regarding FBI," and the previous post was about all the people that have been fired in the FBI. So yeah, up until now, and possibly even now, the FBI has been crooked. So how could it doesn't make sense. And I understand that, and I think that a lot of us that perhaps are a little older and have lived a little longer understand that things don't work that way in the real world. You can't just willy-nilly go arresting everybody. This is a very strategic game that they're playing, and it needs to be done correctly. And what's the sense in taking somebody before a judge that's corrupt? There's what's the sense in having somebody arrested by the FBI and the DOJ if they're crooked? Because they'll just, the evidence will go missing or whatever. So, Q is making a point here that, like, come on, guys, you're not being fair. And I understand that. I'm getting so sick of these people that saying, why hasn't there been any arrests? Why isn't there this? You can see evidence of things happening every single freaking day. I don't see how people are not seeing that. I guess, if you're staying on top of the posts and you're listening to the posts and you're seeing all the, like I talked about yesterday, the tapestry, it all looks like a big mess on the back. And that's what we're looking at right now. We're just looking at a big mess of threads, and they're different colors, and they're snaking all over the place, and it looks like just a giant mess. But you turn that over, and it's going to be a tapestry. Now, I was going to say I promise, but I can't promise because I don't have anything to do with it. But I do believe that they know what they're doing. I do believe that. Now, I may have questions about the very, very end game of this, but, as far as I see right now, everything that's happening is positive. So, anyway, Q says, "Not easy for anyone. We are in this together. much appreciation. It's what you don't know and can't see ongoing that will validate your efforts. Trust the plan. Step back. Remove arrests. What do you see? Stage being set? Godspeed, Patriot. Q. And yes, that's exactly what I see, is a stage being set. And like I said, we're looking at the back of the tapestry right now, and it's just one unholy mess. And we know that things are happening. We know that those threads are making something, are being pulled together, are forming something beautiful, but we can't see it. So we're just kind of going on faith at this point. Now, we know that the stage is being set. We can see that. We can see the players being moved around. But until we actually turn that tapestry over, and we haven't hit that mark yet where it's turned over and we can see, oh, yeah. So just hang on. Have patience. All right. Now, the next post is on the 28th, which is yesterday. So again, I don't know how I missed that post from the 27th, but I did. So here we are on the 28th, and I apparently missed some from the 28th because Q posted, there's several here, and then there's some from today. So Q here, no, this was an anon. An anon wrote, increased chatter regarding Mueller. Are you confused? Attempts to contact have failed. Can you trust? Your move, 11-9BD-23. Now, I don't know who this anon is talking to. Because how would they know increased chatter regarding Mueller? Are you confused? Attempt to contact have failed. Can you trust? Your move. It's odd to me. This little thing is odd because this is not Q. This is an anon. And Q responds to this 10 minutes after it's posted and says, shall we play a game? Can you trust? You know that we know. You know what we have. Your move, Q. So this is someone on the board, and I would imagine that it's somebody in the intelligence community. Now, I don't know. I'm not making any suggestions on who I think it is because I don't know, but they're aiming this at Q, obviously, because that's what this board is for. So this is being aimed at Q, but not sure. Increased chatter regarding Mueller. Are you confused? Attempts to contact have failed. Can you trust? Your move. And Q says, shall we play a game? Can you trust? You know that we know. You know what we have. Your move, Q. So to me, he's speaking with a black hat. This is a black hat right here. That's how I would interpret that. Now, if any of you have anything else to add or any way that this might strike you, I'd be interested in hearing about it, certainly. But let's move on. Now, next, Q responds to his own post. And this post is, shall we play a game? Can you trust? You know that we know. You know what we have. Your move, Q. Now, Q responds to that, to his own post, and says, noted, IP-ghost. Now, I think he's saying that I've noted the IP address from where this came from. And because, sorry, hang on one second. Yeah, that's how I would read that. That Q is, he's responding to his own post here, but this is really in reference to this black hat person down here that says increased chatter regarding Mueller. Are you confused? And Q is letting them know that they've noted their IP. And it's ghost. It's like stealth, I guess. I don't know. Probably the owner of the board could answer that question, what that actually means. And it's nice because the owner of the 8chan board actually sent me a note, like a private message on my my channel, and said that they appreciated my work. And I thought that that was very nice because we certainly appreciate their work on the board. So, and that was the board owner for 8chan. So anyway, maybe they could answer this because it's I'm not exactly sure what IP-ghost is, but I would assume that it's kind of like when you can hide your IP address, or you can a virtual IP address you can get, or I don't know, but that's what I assume that Q is saying. I've noted the IP, it's a ghost, like so. Q. So let's go up to this next one. Hang on. Okay, now this is an anon, and he posted this picture of himself at what looks to be a rally, and it says, "Trust the plan, where we go one, we go all." He's holding up like a Bristol board thing. I don't know what you call it. It's a sign, but And he says, "We are not alone. I drove 3 hours with my wife's ex, but that's a whole nother story. We walked over a mile, stood outside, wind chill of 36 degrees, for 3 hours to support POTUS in Washington. Washington, Michigan? Is there a place called Washington in Michigan? I guess there must be. There was between 10 to 15,000 patriots standing outside watching POTUS on a jumbotron. There were shouts of 'Q Army, who's Q?' and 'Release the text.' If you think your efforts are not making a difference, my experience tonight says otherwise. Anons and audits, your efforts are more important than you will ever know. So from someone who does not have your skill set, from one patriot to another, thank you for your service. Where we go one, we go all." And Q responds to that and says, "Godspeed, patriots. Stay strong. Stay united. Boom week ahead. Q." Now, we know that we're looking out for the mother of all bombs or booms, and but I really think it's mother of all bombs, and I don't think it's an actual bomb. I think it's like a bombshell, like Nancy Grace, bombshell tonight. So yeah, that's what I think is coming. So this doesn't surprise me because it's like every day now we're just getting more and more and more revelations, and it's hard to keep up with. I could probably do a whole other video, and I may tonight, just surrounding things that maybe Q didn't post, but they're related to Q stuff. It's related to stuff that Q has posted and that's pertinent. And I may do that tonight, actually, if my time allows, and it probably will. So let's go on. We know that there's going to be a boom week ahead. So here we go. Now, I am going to talk about this one for a little bit. It's very easy to understand, and it's easy to understand what he's saying, but it says, "Be careful who you are following." And I would say that that's truthful in anything. Be careful who you're following. Even for myself, like if you're listening to me, I would really hope that if I say something off the wall that you're checking it out for yourself, because I'm just a human being, and we're all just flesh and blood, and we make mistakes. And it's not just about making mistakes, but there are some people out there that will purposefully try to mislead you, and you know that. You guys aren't stupid. Now, it says, "Be careful who you are following. Some are profiting off this movement. Some are building a big following off this movement, only then to retreat and go mainstream. Patriots make sacrifices. Some, the ultimate sacrifice. Patriots are selfless. Do they ask for monthly payments to remain patriots? Think logically. To some, it's only about the money. Now, I'm going to stop here because much as I agree with Q, I also disagree in some ways. Now, perhaps that's because I'm on YouTube, but here's the thing. He's saying patriots make sacrifices, some the ultimate sacrifice. That's true. They do. And I think that we need to be very appreciative towards our military because they do make sacrifices. However, they're not doing it free of charge. They're paid to be in the Army. Now, I'm not saying, just listen to what I am saying and not to what you think I might be saying, okay? They're being paid. They gather a wage. I know that was a big thing for Diamond and Silk. They wanted to know if they were making any money. Well, what difference does it make, really? Why are they not allowed to make money from their work? Q is being paid. Q's got a salary, no doubt about it. So, yes, I do agree that there's some people in this just for the money. But for most of us, come on, we're not getting rich on this. And our time is worth something because for me, I'm a freelancer, and for me, that's time taken away from other things that I could be doing. Now, I'm a terminally curious person, so I was looking into this, and then I was getting frustrated with the HAN board, and I just thought, okay, I'm going to just start, decoding these. And it just kind of was a fluke for me because here I am, I'm still doing it. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm meeting people and finding out interesting things. So it's great, and I chose not to do Patreon because I don't want people to have to commit to, sending me something monthly. I think that's, but I do have a coffee button there, and I don't feel bad about that because it's completely, free will. It's like somebody, you have a good waitress, and you appreciate the service you got, you give them a tip. It's like that to me, but it's not, I don't feel like people should ever feel the need that they have to, or that they should, or feel guilty for not. Oh my gosh, I would never want anyone to feel that way because I know that times are hard, and for a lot of people, that's, $3 for a coffee is a lot of money. Seriously, there are people that are in bad shape, and especially, things are turning around with our economy and all that, but I would never take that, that I expect that. I don't. But, I do kind of take offense at this that Q is saying, because he says to some it's only about the money. That may be true. And I would say that that's so, because some people, they're just, I had somebody, they would introduce my video and then they'd run my video. Well, excuse me, but you're making money on my work. And that's not right. To me, that's somebody that's out there not trying to spread the word, but trying to make money. And I don't know. But anyway, Q says, those who would seek personal gain at the expense of others in this movement has an agenda. It should be have an agenda, because it says those. So those have, not those has. But whoever this Q is, Q has made grammatical errors before, but I think that there are many in that movement, and we don't know which Q this is because it's a team of people. But anyway, so those who would seek personal gain at the expense of others in this movement have an agenda. You decide. This is not a game. The only profit we should all be striving for is true freedom. Well, yes, I agree. The only profit we should be striving for is true freedom. But, if you are providing a service for someone or, breaking down like what I do, basically, people work all the time. They don't have time to be keeping up with Q and to be able to break it all down. And it takes hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of looking into this and making connections and so forth. And so I feel like, okay, you're providing a service to people, really. You're breaking it down for them. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy every part of it. But does that mean that someone like Diamond and Silk or someone, shouldn't be making absolutely any money from what they're doing, the work that they're putting into that? No, I think that's, I don't see that. Now, maybe there are some out there that are doing things that I'm not aware of. I don't know. I know a lot of people have Patreon accounts. I do not feel good about that, and I never have, and that's why I don't. Because I just don't want anyone to have to commit to, supporting, my gosh, they might watch a couple of my videos, but then think, okay, she's nuts. And then you don't want to keep supporting. So I don't want to lock anybody into anything. So I don't know. I'd be interested to hear how you guys feel about this, because this is a big slap in the face, I think, to some of us that are getting this stuff out there, and really trying to get it right, like really trying to get it right. So I don't care if anybody knows who I am. I don't care. That's why I don't appear on video, because I'm not all about, having my face seen and being a face of a movement. No, I don't care if anyone knows who I am. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about this, really, because I want to know. I don't want to ever feel that I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing, or I don't know. I'm really at a loss as to how I feel about this. And I don't know exactly who it's being aimed at, because he's saying some are building a big following off this movement, only then to retreat and go mainstream. Well, who has done that? I don't know. I don't know of anybody, but that doesn't mean that they don't exist. I don't know. Anyway, really, I'd like your opinions on the matter. I really would. Okay. So then Q, responding to his own post, says, personal thank you to the board owner, bakers, Otis, Anons, who continually dedicate their time and energy to the Great Awakening. You are all patriots. The hard part is coming to an end. The next phase will bring justice. Q plus. So this isn't, did he put Q plus down here? I'm not sure. Let me see. No, just Q there, but then Q plus up above. So, and yes, I agree. The board owner, the bakers, the Otis, the Anons do dedicate their time and energy, but a lot of us do. We're making memes, or we're doing whatever. We're tweeting things. We're using our time to further this movement. So I don't know where he was getting with all this stuff. And maybe I'm misreading it. Maybe I'm misreading it because I'm too close to the situation. And that could be. So perhaps I'll need to step back from it and look at it, more open-minded. But and maybe there's people out there that are doing things that I'm not aware of. I don't know. That could be too. So here's Q here, and he's referring to his own drop here, saying personal thank you to the board owner, Bakers and Otis. And now down here, he's referring to this and saying statements today needed to be made. So these statements today needed to be made. Operators have died. They approach the field of battle without fear. They lay down their lives for you. They are selfless. They are fighting for our freedom. They fight unconditionally because they hold a core value, a value that we should all live in freedom. We honor them. We must do better to protect them. Where we go one, we go all. Q plus. Now, I don't disagree with this at all. And I, for one, have a great respect for the military. I think at times the military have been called in to fight battles that were really not ours to fight and have been made, treated like fodder. But I think that the men and women in our military are selfless, and they've chosen to get into that field because it's something that they believe in. But again, this is their vocation. That is their vocation. Just like a police officer. It's their vocation. That's what they're paid to do. Like with Parkland, those police officers were paid to run into the face of danger. Now, I'm not discounting that and saying that's because I don't know. I don't know if I'd have the courage to do that. I don't think I would have the courage to fight in a war. I have worked for the police, but I don't think I'd have the courage to fight in a war just because I don't like blood. I would see blood and faint, and then I'd be killed. So, anyway, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Again, because I'm close to this. I'm close to this whole thing because I'm one of the ones on YouTube that is disseminating this, and I can't say that I haven't made anything off of my videos. My videos were before that. I had put up some videos about different interviews and things that I had because of what I've been involved in the past, but I can't, I started doing this just kind of because, well, I thought that I was frustrated actually with some of the answers that I saw being decoded, and I would be frustrated. So I thought, well, I'm just going to do this. But, I don't know. What do you think Q was saying? Who do you think Q was talking to? Be honest. Let me know in the comments below. Now, I'm going to take you out to this as well because it's actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to save this. I'm going to keep this all Q. This is Q related, but not specifically related to the Q drop because I think I'm going to do another video tonight that is around some things that are pertinent to Q, that are related, but not specifically in the drops. So, or have been in the drops in the past. All right. I hope that I've made sense. I feel like I've been talking around in circles here, and maybe I have. But that's it for this, and I will keep my eyes open to see if there are any more posts from Q tonight, and if there are, I'll bring them to you. I hope that you guys are continuing to enjoy your Sunday afternoon, and will stay safe. I'll talk to you later.